Good evening. So tonight we're going to be trying our hand at a new game, mostly at my wife's request. Figured we would take a swing at PowerWash Simulator. Not normally my type of thing, but the little bit that I have played of it, it was actually kind of fun. Just kind of taking a look through the menus here, looking at what potential upgrades we can get before diving into a level that my wife had actually started earlier. She didn't have it super far into it, but we'll see how it goes. Now, let's load in and actually see what the game is really like. I've played a little bit, mostly just watched other people play. I like incremental progress games, so this shouldn't be too bad. Kind of figuring out how to cycle through the different nozzles here. Let's see, she's cleaned off part of the house. Hasn't really finished off the decks and stuff yet, so I guess we'll just mess around a little bit with the different nozzles. See how they do as far as cleaning goes. This seems like the best one to go with if we don't actually have any soap. Seems to be giving us enough pressure to actually clean things off while not narrowing us down to basically a laser beam focus. Fence post cleaned. So I guess we're making progress. About 40%, 41% of the level clean so far. That's not too bad. Shouldn't be too much more left. Yeah. Kind of satisfying. Trying to meticulously go through and clean as much of each piece off as possible. Oh, that's cool. We can rotate through the nozzle and actually go either vertical or horizontal. Be helpful. Closer, I'm sure it's just like real life where the closer you are, the more pressure there is. The further back you are, the wider the range of the water, but less pressure. Oh, we'll see. Curious how much cleaners and things like that are actually going to be necessary further in the game. Oh, yeah, I guess you don't have to clean 100% of the piece to actually get it to completely clean up. Let's try to get this post, see how hard it is to actually get it to say clean. It actually required quite a large chunk of it to be completely cleaned off before it said okay. Whereas that piece, either the particular angle I was at was cleaning it really well, or it just didn't want as much of it done. Either way, whatever, I'll take it. That's another piece down. We've went up 2%. Okay, so maybe there's more things to clean off than I thought there were. How much my wife actually cleaned this? I can't really remember. It's been a while back since she played it. I'm sure this mode has some uses, but it feels a little awkward to control, so I have to tuck that little bit of knowledge away for later. Oh, well, okay, so had to pause for a little bit, go take care of some business. Now we're back. Let's clean some more stuff off. Noticing that whenever I point at something, it actually highlights what that object is, so that'll be a useful piece of knowledge. It actually is quite a bit of shit. Quite a bit of dirty shit. Well, let's get the, oh. Well, let's get to cleaning. Okay, so getting familiar with a few of the controls here. I don't know what I like better, the drop-down wheels or just changing things automatically. Either way, there's a whole lot of customization to this. I would imagine actually saving up some money and buying some of the other power washers would make this stuff go by just a little bit faster. Let's test out the stationary mode here on these steps. How would you even get a place like this dirty? It's not like this is being portrayed as some sort of hideaway hoarder hole or an Asmongold style house. Just actually looks like it would be a decent place in theory if it were a real house. But I don't know, what the fuck do they even have on it? They've been barbecuing and then just scatter the coals all around the property and grind them into the ground. They must have, that's probably it. They had some sort of barbecuing tragedy and someone got caught on fire. Next thing you know, scattering the coals all over the place and just stomping them into the ground and spreading the ashes around. And that's how we end out with what looks like soot on everything. So, we're here, cleaning away the ashes of Charlie. Ironically, with something that would probably tear the skin off of a person if you shot them with it. I like the fact that it stops you from shooting if you get too close to the ground. Because in reality, that's actually kind of dangerous to fire a pressure washer that close to the ground. If it bounces back at you, it can still have enough pressure to do a little bit of damage. But it seems like that'd be one of those things the game could just ignore and let you get a better angle at whatever you're trying to spray. That adds one more thing clean. Another item down. A little ding is satisfying. Bizarre sense of progress if you've actually done something correct. There's another one. These are a good place to pick to start out at. Yeah, I think that's the ticket. Find a bunch of small things to clean. That way you feel like you're making substantial progress. Alright. So, pick another step. Clean the last one off here. Alright, that seems like all the front of the steps done, so let's move over here to the sides, see how much we're going to have to do to get the sides cleaned up. Yeah, I think this was a good place to pick to start out. Nice and satisfying progress that happens at a decent rate. Test this one out again, see if it's even worth using. Does it really seem like it does very much as far as cleaning goes? If I recall correctly, in real life you would pretty much use this to actually apply soap more so than clean with it. I honestly hate pressure washing in real life. You get all the worst aspects of swimming, but none of the fun parts. Get soaked on a really hot day, and get to screw up a pair of shoes, which really don't want to use a pair that you mow in because where they're soaked, can't mow in them for a couple days, or they're going to start rotting and smelling terrible. I don't know. More power to people that do this professionally. I couldn't handle being soaking wet all that time. worked in a fish farm very briefly, and just being around that much moisture all the time, it's kind of maddening. Not like you're really, when you're working in a fish farm, you're not getting soaking wet all the time, regardless of how that would sound. It's, but you're around a lot of water. This is an indoor one too. I don't know if I can talk about it all that much. There was a big old NDA associated with working with them. Anyway, I guess I'll just skip on that conversation and move on to something else. Little patio bricks aren't terribly difficult to clean, except it's kind of hard to follow along in a line. See, there seems like there's some inconsistencies. If you have like a big old wall of an area to clean, it seems like you can leave a massive black streak on it and it's suddenly like, oh, yep, done. So whatever the percentage system is for it for cleaning things off, some things seem to require getting down to almost meticulous detail to get them to register as clean. Other things, you seem to be able to get them to count as clean by barely passing the wand across them. See that wall right there? Look, there's a little teeny tiny sliver of dirt left. Down and crawl around on the ground to actually see where it's supposed to be. That's actually the retaining wall cap. That's not even the retaining wall. So where the hell is the last little bit of dirt on it? Alright. Don't have a damn clue what it was that I needed to clean off on there, but done. And so is that fence post. And holy shit, it's been 11 minutes and we're only up 8%. Okay. Let's clean the lawnmower off. And the lawnmower seems to have 50 million parts. Why is it split up into so many pieces? What is the point of splitting it up into that many pieces? Let me clean the whole lawnmower and count the whole thing as one piece. Pretty sure in real life a pressure washer, especially with this type of nozzle, would be doing some damage to that lawnmower. Unrealistic. Fail. 0 out of 10. No longer a good review. I think you can actually damage wood with some of the pressure washers. I don't know. It seems like there's some damage that you can do in certain parts of it, or at least I seem to recall my wife damaging some stuff and kind of chuckling about it. But I could be wrong. That could just be something purely fictional and in my head. You do get a little blitz of serotonin though, whenever something fully gets cleaned up. I guess it's time to try to be just a little bit more methodical. Probably go a long way in this, and I'm sure you've noticed by now the dirt keeps flashing up. It's not the game saying, hey, dumbass, this stuff is still dirty. It's me tapping a button that actually lets you see all the dirt. Because it's really useful when there's a whole lot left to do. It's not super useful when you're trying to find a little teeny tiny piece that's stopping you from getting a part clean. But still gives me some ideas. Alright, yeah, now we're starting to clean things up and actually finish things up on the lawnmower. But yeah. I guess when you're just spraying off into the distance, you start summoning mud monsters. Ah, well, let's just get up on the lawnmower for a minute and work on this shed. Shed that right now looks like something out of a horror movie. Possibly some sort of dungeon that, I don't know, a serial killer would have stuck someone in. Imagine Dahmer having fun in a shed like this. We're going to take it from Jeffrey Dahmer to Martha Stewart. Go from one kind of monster to another. So, let's give you guys a quick survey. Martha Stewart and Paula Deen got into a fist fight. Who do you would think would win? See, Paula Deen is an old school southerner, so, you know, she's learned at least a little bit about throwing down. But Martha Stewart's been to prison. So, I don't know if that evened the scales out or not. Jesus Christ, even the roof is dirty. And yeah, that is kind of working, maybe? Yeah, no, you gotta be right on top of it. Let's just not waste our time. That's not much smaller, but definitely looks cleaner. Oh, wonder how much pressure those windows could actually handle before a pressure washer would just bust right through them and free whomever the property owner has tied up inside, waiting for them to come out for dinner. Oh wait, no, I just realized what this is, because the window seems to be completely covered in aluminum foil. It's a meth shack. Okay, that explains all the dirt. They're just covering the area in poison while they make a few things to stay awake all day. Not really sure why they would be hiring a pressure washer though, because usually people that are doing that have enough energy to want to do it on their own. Although they'd probably just be running around the yard digging holes, watching out for the FBI. See, right here, I'm just contemplating life choices. Trying to figure out what could possibly oh, there's a little bit of dirt. There the motherfucker is. And did that work? Yeah, that. Let's keep cleaning and see what we can do. Side looks good. Yeah. I don't know if I've actually noticed while I'm playing it or not. Seems like the whole shed has one shared health pool, so it's not going to be one of those nice, satisfying things where you get a queue of this side clean or that side clean. The whole thing's going to have to get cleaned before it'll actually give us that little pump of serotonin. So yeah, let's move over to this side and start working on it. Oh, the shed door is separate. Interesting. I bet at this moment people with OCD are screaming at me. This is for you. This is to check and see how much your mental illness has taken over your life. Every now and then I just like to do a swipe right across the middle. Every now and then you just have to pause and admire your handiwork. Well, let's continue. I know there's some relatively long pauses in this, but every now and then you just have to let people enjoy the ambiance of going through and slowly cleaning off a shed. Or a murder shack. Not really sure which one. Assuming we're converting it back from murder shack into shed. Oh, there's a little bit of a ding of serotonin. Cool. Been a while since we got a hit. Feeling better already. Oh, 54%. Ah, this guy's actually accounting for quite a bit of the dirt on this one. That's a pleasant surprise. Muddy squelching sound. Not sure what that is. It's the mud demons getting ready to claw their asses up out of the ground to come after me for spraying so much water in one location. The yard seeking revenge. We should be getting close to being done with the door. Yep, there we go. Took off everything and let us finish up. God. I bet we can get this basket done really quickly. What am I doing? Tiny line. Whatever. Screw that. We'll get that if we have to. Maybe it'll just give us that. Ah, yes. Satisfaction. Continue on. And let's keep the torture moving. Okay, there's something really satisfying about finishing one side and then something immensely disappointing about moving around to another side and seeing the just sheer hell waiting for us. It's like stepping it from, I don't know, Kirby's Dream Land straight into Until Dawn. Gotta be a little bit more meticulous this time around. See if that makes everything actually progress just a little bit faster. I have never wished for a mouse and keyboard more than I do with this game, because I'm playing it with a controller on the PS5. And this feels like it would be significantly easier to keep a steady pattern with a mouse. I could be terribly wrong. It could be significantly harder. Oh, I'm also hitting the roof. I just now noticed that. Double dipping. Anyway. It seems like it would be way, way easier to consistently hit everything well with a mouse. know if that's just knots in it or if it's just not cleaning up well from this distance. Find out in a minute. We'll get to find out how good this pattern works in the bucket. Come on. This should be it. Yeah, there we go. Alright, it's working well. Yeah, never mind. I guess it was getting the window well enough. We might as well spray a little bit of the roof while we're here. It's a little tricky to actually see from this level. And in retrospect, I'm noticing out of the corner of my eye the little step stool thing that I could pick up and bring over here that, to be honest with you, I'm pretty sure I never touch it. Oh, yep. Back to depression. Maybe that squelching is just the toxic waste being washed off of this. Because it's either the ashes of a fire victim, the sludge buildup from a chronically producing meth lab, or maybe there was just a massive fire nearby and we stepped out of the neighborhood like every other house around us is just nuked almost to the ground. See, now I'm not sure if this particular pattern is going to drive someone crazy where I didn't quite finish cleaning off the edge of that roof, or if the fact that I've been leaving this particular third, that's a little bit more than a third, of the shed not clean has been driving people crazy. I'm sure there's two completely different pools of OCD people. The ones that want me to finish the vertical progression, and then the ones that want me to finish the horizontal progression first. I'm actually kind of curious which one is more predominant in the audience. People that prefer vertical cleaning, or the people that prefer horizontal. Because you know there's got to be two crowds with it. There's got to be the crowd that would rather see everything clean from either top to bottom, or the crowd that would prefer left to right or right to left. Personally, I'm in the camp of, Jesus Christ, I wish this would just finish faster. The group of OCD I'm in. But this isn't for me. It's for you. And my wife. I love you. Now that was nice. Whole thing just popping out of existence and finishing up, and now it's looking pristine. You can't really tell that there's been 50 different people kidnapped and murdered inside of this shack after being pumped full of some very low-grade methamphetamine. Let's do some, what was it? Jumping Jack Flash? Is that the game where you were like the weird rabbit dude back on the PlayStation? Cool, yeah. Old school platformer skills help me get up on the roof of this thing. Now we really do look like a meth head standing up on top of the shack and pressure washing. Hell does that guy mean? Saw my dream RV on sale, all creamy like toffee pie on wheels? I wouldn't know whether to drive it or lick it. People actually think that way? Fortunately, it sold for a crazy amount, but the dream lives. Oh, it doesn't. The dream is dead. There we go. There's the roof. And you know what? I think on that note, we're going to go ahead and finish this episode, this part of the episode. We'll pick up with the rest of the yard in part 2. Have a good night, everyone.